You are listening to Bedtime Dreamy Tales. Subscribe to our channel for new story. Story title, The Flying Ship. Once upon a time, in a quaint village surrounded by dense forests and rolling hills, there lived an old couple who had 3 sons. The 2 elder sons, Ivan and Dmitri, were clever, ambitious, and well-loved by their parents. They were always engaged in productive tasks, helping their parents and the villagers, while also finding time to study and refine their skills. The youngest son, Pyotr, was a simpleton, clumsy, naive, and often daydreaming. His parents and brothers had little patience with him, considering him a burden. One day, the village was abuzz with excitement. A royal decree had been issued. The king promised his daughter's hand in marriage to whoever could build a ship that could fly. Ivan and Dmitri immediately decided to try their luck. Their mother, Marta, bustled about, preparing provisions for their journey, giving them the best clothes, food, and a bottle of fine brandy. Pyotr, watching all the preparations, begged his mother to let him go too. "Mother, I want to try," he pleaded. Marta sighed, exasperated. "What would become of you, Pyotr? You'd be eaten by wolves before you reached the king's palace." But Pyotr was persistent. "I will go, I will go, I will go," he repeated. Finally, seeing that nothing would dissuade him, Marta reluctantly gave him a crust of bread and a bottle of water. With a heavy heart, she watched her youngest son set off. As Pyotr wandered down the road, he met a little old mannequin with a long white beard. "Good day, young man. Where are you heading?" asked the mannequin. "I'm off to the king's court," Pyotr replied. "The king has promised to give his daughter to whoever can make a flying ship." "Can you make such a ship?" the mannequin inquired. "No, I can't," Pyotr admitted, scratching his head. "Then why are you going?" the mannequin asked with a twinkle in his eye. "I don't know," Pyotr said honestly. "Well," said the mannequin, "sit down and share your food with me." Pyotr was embarrassed to show his meager provisions, but opened his satchel anyway. To his astonishment, instead of the crust of bread, he found 2 fresh rolls and some cold meat. He shared them with the mannequin, who smiled and said, "Now go into that wood, stop in front of the first tree, bow 3 times, and strike it with your axe. Fall on your knees with your face to the ground and stay there until you are lifted up. You will find a ship beside you. Step into it and fly to the king's palace. If you meet anyone on the way, take them with you." Pyotr thanked the mannequin, bade him farewell, and went into the woods. He followed the instructions, and after striking the tree and kneeling, he fell asleep. When he awoke, he was astonished to see a magnificent ship beside him. He climbed aboard, and the ship lifted into the sky, soaring above the trees and fields. As the ship flew, Pyotr spotted a man on the ground, lying with his ear pressed to the earth. "Hello, what are you doing?" Pyotr called down. "I am listening to what is happening in the world," the man replied. "Come with me," Pyotr invited. The man, eager for adventure, joined Pyotr. They flew on until they saw another man hopping on one leg, the other tied behind his ear. "Hello, what are you doing?" Pyotr called out. "I walk so fast that I must tie up one leg to keep from reaching the end of the earth in one step," the man explained. "Come with us," Pyotr said, and the man joined them. As they continued their journey, they encountered a man aiming a gun into the distance. "Hello, what are you aiming at?" Pyotr asked. "I can hit anything 100 miles away," the man replied proudly. "Join us," Pyotr said, and the marksman climbed aboard. Next, they saw a man carrying a basket of bread. "Hello, where are you going with all that bread?" Pyotr asked. "To fetch my breakfast," the man replied. "I'll eat this in one mouthful." "Come along," Pyotr invited, and the glutton joined the crew. Soon, they saw a man by a lake looking for water. "Hello, why don't you drink from the lake?" Pyotr called. "That's not enough for me. I could drink it dry in one gulp," the man replied. "Join us," Pyotr said, and the mighty drinker climbed aboard. Finally, they saw a man dragging a bundle of wood. "Hello, why are you carrying wood through the forest?" Pyotr asked. "This is special wood. It can turn into an army," the man explained. "Come with us," Pyotr invited, and the man joined them. Their last encounter was with a man carrying straw. "Hello, where are you taking that straw?" Pyotr asked. "To the village. It's special straw that brings cold and snow even in summer," the man replied. "Join us," Pyotr said, and the man with the magical straw joined the strange crew. The ship, now filled with a motley crew, arrived at the king's court. The king, dining at the time, sent a courtier to investigate the strange flying vessel. When the courtier reported that it was a flying ship manned by peasants, the king remembered his promise but was dismayed at the idea of marrying his daughter to a simpleton. Determined to rid himself of Pyotr, the king devised impossible tasks. First, he commanded that Pyotr fetch the healing water from the world's end before the king finished his dinner. Pyotr's quick-eared companion overheard and reported this to Pyotr. "Alas, what shall I do?" Pyotr cried. "Don't worry," said the swift-footed man. "I will get it." He untied his leg and dashed off, reaching the world's end in no time. He filled a flask with the healing water, but fell asleep on the way back. Hearing his snores, the sharp-eared man alerted the marksman, who shot near the runner, waking him up. The runner returned just in time to present the water to the king. Next, the king commanded them to eat 12 oxen and 12 tons of bread. The glutton, overhearing this, assured Pyotr he could manage it. When the food arrived, the glutton devoured it all in one sitting, leaving everyone astonished. The king then ordered them to drink 40 casks of wine, each containing 40 gallons. The mighty drinker accepted the challenge and emptied all the casks without hesitation. Desperate, the king commanded that Pyotr take a bath in an iron room heated to unbearable temperatures. The man with the magical straw accompanied Pyotr, scattering the straw and cooling the room instantly. The water froze, and Pyotr spent a comfortable night on the stove. In the morning, the king, frustrated and at a loss, ordered Pyotr to raise an army immediately. The man with the bundle of wood spread it out, and a mighty army appeared. The king, seeing the power Pyotr wielded, realized he was outmatched. Reluctantly, he sent royal robes and jewels, commanding Pyotr to prepare for the wedding. Pyotr, dressed in regal attire, appeared before the king and the princess. The princess, upon seeing Pyotr transformed, fell in love with him instantly. The king had no choice but to bless the union. The wedding was the grandest the kingdom had ever seen. There was a feast with so much food and drink that even the glutton and the mighty drinker were satisfied. Pyotr, now a prince, ruled wisely and kindly alongside his beloved princess. His loyal companions remained by his side, each contributing to the prosperity and happiness of the kingdom. And so, the simpleton who had once been dismissed and underestimated became a hero and a king, proving that true worth lies not in appearances or cleverness, but in kindness, perseverance, and the ability to see beyond the ordinary. If you like this story, please give this video a like. For more stories, go to bedtimedreamytales.com. See you in the next story.